Welcome everyone. Today's topic is teaching support system. So talking about a teaching support system, it has a range of methods and it has a range of tools. And why do they have it? They use it to enhance the teaching practices. Now, the teaching support system can be categorized into traditional teaching support system, modern teaching support system, and the ICT based teaching support systems. So talking about the first one, that is a traditional teaching support system. Remember that it is going to involve the conventional methods. Okay, they are going to involve the conventional methods like lectures, then textbooks, as well as the classroom activities. They are going to emphasize on direct instruction, rote learning, that is memorizing, and the teacher-centered approaches. This particular traditional method are going to ensure that the students were rewarded for their efforts, and also they're going to use the class actively, and they're going to rule there are going to be perfect rules to manage a student's behavior. Okay, so this is going to emphasize on examination and the results rather than understanding the concepts. This is about the traditional teaching support system. The key tools are basically the textbooks, the blackboards, charts, models. Okay, and focuses on the teacher-led instructions. Okay, advantages and disadvantages, we all can understand that. See, when we talk about a teacher-centered one, a student will not have that much of importance in that, right? See, teacher is going to just give you the instruction, not come and give you a personal or individualized learning experience. That is a particular disadvantage. But apart from that, it emphasizes on memorizing of the facts and objective information. That is a one particular advantage. Aims at high test scores and grades and degrees. That is again one kind of advantage. Okay, direct instructions will be given, lectures will be given, seat work. See, presentation and testing methods are going to favor the students with prior exposure or multiple context. But one important thing is that they are not going to focus on understanding the concepts, which is one of the most important disadvantage of a traditional teaching support system. Next one, we talk about the modern um, teaching support system. See, they are going to utilize interactive methods, right? Like group work, case studies, and simulations. And the key tools with which they are going to use are the computers, the projectors, the online resources, and the e-readers. And which or whom they are going to focus on, or what they are going to focus on. They're going to focus on active learning. Okay, they're going to focus on critical thinking, problem solving, and the student-centered approaches. Also, they're going to be interactive and collaborative learning. When I talk about interactive and collaborative learning, that itself means that it is going to be a learner centered or the student centered method, right? So what is going to be the advantage? One most important advantage itself is that there is going to be an active learning, critical thinking, problem solving, and a student learning approach. Okay, that is most important. And one method is a spaced learning, with which students are encouraged to quickly switch through the activities. That is one of the advantage of our modern approach. Okay, but apart from that, the practicality, the discoveries, the group activities, they focus on internet, library, outside experts. All these are going to be uh, modern teaching support system approaches. But as there are different topics given to a group of students, probably 100 students are there in a class, and each we make small groups like 10 students in one group. It becomes a little more difficult because they are going to have their own topics, they're going to have their own ways of discussion. So one particular teacher will find it difficult to manage the entire group. Okay, that is a little bit of a disadvantage towards the modern teaching support system. Next one is basically the ICT based teaching support system. See, in case of ICT based teaching, it refers to utilization of computers, okay, use of information and communication technology in the education. That is what is called as an ICT, information and communication technology, right? So over here, we are going to utilize the computers and the communication technology to facilitate and enhance the learning process. Okay, they're going to offer personalized learning. They're going to give access to diverse resources, and interactive platforms will be there. Okay, and with which they are going to encourage the students engagement and collaboration. So any CD-ROMs, websites, internets, emails, okay, all those are going to be given as a study material for the students, or study platform for the students. Okay, so over here, when we talk about key tools, they are going to be e-learning platforms, mobile apps, and virtual classrooms. Okay, and when we talk about ICT based, that means that itself means that there is going to be flexibility in the learning, right? With just-in-time, effective, and efficient learning. Okay, collaborative internet will be there, and web-based learning opportunities will be given to the students. Okay, hyperlinking, then interactive elements and exercises for a wider range of learning experience. Plus, there is going to be not only the student is going to get benefited for that, but even there is going to be a professional development of the teachers through training on the ICT usage in the education. There is going to be a dynamic student-centered learning environment in the classrooms. Okay, so ICT-based teaching will actually aim to provide an interactive and an experimental learning. Plus, I've already mentioned there's going to be flexibility in time, flexibility in place, and flexibility in the pace, participation, and accessibility. There is going to be proper expertise and qualitative subject matter. Okay, a personalized training will be there, and the resource will be available at the learner's doorstep. So you don't have to go anywhere else. You can just sit at home, open the e-platforms, okay, and start learning. Okay, this is the most important, the plus point of a ICT-based teaching support system. Apart from that, we have an a little disadvantage of ICT based. That is because there is going to be distractions and over reliance on the technology, right? See, when a student gets onto an internet, it is not only one particular page the student is going to learn. There's going to be a lot of distractions. So student can actually jump from one particular website to the other ones, okay, very easily. And there's going to be reduced social interaction because the learning is always through e-learning. Again, there is no much face-to-face interaction with the peers or even the class teacher. Then privacy and security issues, very much important in this particular era of internet. There is always a privacy and security issue which has been following everyone. Plus a digital divide. These are the disadvantages of ICT based teaching. Next one is a blended learning. So when we talk about a blended learning, it's all about combining an offline and an online method. See, we have already spoken about how an offline teaching method happens, an online teaching method happens, right? Offline is basically the traditional one, okay, face to face, a teacher and the entire group of students. But online is all about having an online classroom, or during the time of COVID, what we had is basically an online method. So when we talk about a blended learning, it is basically a hybrid of both traditional and digital method. Okay, we are going to take the best of each everyone. So in the initial learning, teaching and training, we have already learned about flipped classrooms, right? So flipped classrooms, what used to happen? We have online lessons which are being given. So a student is going to learn the subject through an online classroom, and then they will come back to the class and then do the homework or do the practical lessons. So in that way, it is known as a flipped classroom. Okay, a traditional classroom will be always also there. Along with that, an online teaching method is also been taken. Apart from that, supplementary online resources been given to the students. Okay, these both come under a blended learning. Okay, so these are the most important teaching support systems, in which we have mentioned about the traditional teaching support system and a modern teaching support system and ICT based teaching support systems. And when we talk about a blended learning, it is basically a combination of a traditional teaching support system and a modern teaching support system. Okay, so with this we complete this particular topic. Thank you.